Hi, Michael here, and this is the proof copy of my game League of Dungeoneers, and today we're making an unboxing video. Before we start, I'd just like to say that I haven't seen what's inside the box, so there might be components that are not quite up to par, things that need to change, and things that need to be reworked. So please bear in mind that what you see might not be exactly what ends up in the final product. I know for sure that there is one component, the dice bag, that I'm not really happy with. In this case, the fabric doesn't quite align with the vision that I had. But it's being reworked as we speak, and we'll solve the proof for that later on down the line. I should probably be doing this by myself. This might not be the best of ideas, but it's a special moment, and I'm really stoked about this, and I want the backers who made this possible to be able to take part of this moment in at least some form. So, without further ado, let's start ripping into the box. So, let's see. I think we'll start with this side. Like so. First we have some spare sleeves, and we have lots of spare cards. Put those aside. Oops, sorry. We'll take a look at the cards once we open the box. Lots of extras. Alright, I will have enough cards for sure after this. And more cards. And then we have the box somewhere under the plastic. Maybe I can get it out. Okay. There we have it. Let me just clean this up. Oh, this is heavy. Oops. Sorry. Okay, so this is the box. Much bigger than the first prototype box. And let's make a comparison to some other games. Okay, so first let's compare to the original box. As you can see, it is quite a change. The initial calculations of the volume needed was not really perfect. But we have some other games as well. This one is a wonderful game that many of you might know. As you can see, they are quite comparable in size. And this one is slightly higher, but this one on the other side is slightly longer. So roughly about that size. if you don't have that one, you might have the reprint of the Hero Quest game. Might give you a feeling for the size of it. Right, I think that's enough about that. Let's open up the plastic. Without destroying the box. Now, as you can see, there is a slight gap down here. The lid doesn't go all the way down, but once you pick apart all the components and arrange them in the box, it should close completely. Let's see, there is a slight damage to the lid here. It's unfortunate. All right. So, first off, we have tokens. 2 sheets. And quite a few different ones, some that I haven't seen before. Some of these were printed for the first proof, or the first concept prototype, but some of them are new, like for the lanterns, the lanterns. And they are 2-sided as well. And you have torches, which are new, and some other tokens to indicate which rooms have been searched, etc. Nice, very happy with these. And then we have the door tokens, and on this sheet there are open tokens, there are closed doors, and then there are cobweb covered doors as well. More openings. Yeah, and this is the world map. This one feels slightly different than the first prototype. I requested them to make it slightly stronger. And it feels different, definitely. Looks really good. Might need to adjust the print slightly, it's a bit offset, but we'll look into that. And then we have standees. Oh, these turned out really great. Not sure if you can see any details so far, but these are also marked with the name of the monster down here, so it's easy to find the correct standee, and they are front and back side. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. How many have we? 3 sheets so far. 4 sheets. 5. Oh, look at the giant there. It's wonderful. This one is a little bit more sparsely populated. And there are 2 more. Got a dragon, demons, and they've got some ettins here as well. Looking wonderful. Yeah, these are really great. Really happy with these. And then we have the outdoor tiles. And these are a bit thinner than the standard tiles. They are double-sided, and there are lots of different motifs here. These, you've got desert as well, and then we have this one, which I don't think you've seen before. This is like a quest site entrance, and also a city tile for those, or village maybe, for those times when you end up in a brawl inside the settlements. Then we have the largest tile. This is the bandit's lair, and all tiles are double-sided. They're printed with normally the same print on both sides, and that will make them more durable, as you might be able to switch side if they are worn or something. Here we have the neoprene mat, same as the world map, but it's it's neoprene. Yeah, looks really good as well. This one is very handy to play with. What's next? Then we have tiles. Okay, here I can say straight away that we have an issue. These are not supposed to be white around, they're supposed to be black. I'm not sure why they ended up like this. This is something that we need to address. These are the ones that are for the Ancient Lands expansion. And then we have the standard tiles, bunch of them. Yeah, print is crisp. This one. They also have a new numbering system. The old prototype, they had like a deck of cards, these symbols like spades, etc. Now we have a numbering instead. That's those. Then we have some of the tiles. They are actually printed with different prints on each side. In this case, you have a rubble blocking your way, and once you've cleared the rubble, you can turn it around and you get the cleared path. We have this one, which is the entrance tile. On one side you have the standard print, and on the other side you have the desert print. So those are printed double-sided, and there are a few more that are the same way. And we have corridors. Same thing there. We need to address the color there. Should be black like these. Smaller rooms. Yeah. Looks good, apart from the white. And even more corridors. Holders for the standees. Small ones, and also larger ones for the large monsters. So they cover a bit more. 2 by 2 squares. And then we have the initiative tokens. These are made out of acrylic. And these go into the die bag when you try to determine the initiative. This one is the one with the monster print, and then we have similar with the heroes. Maybe hard to make out the difference. from the camera. It's looking really good. Right. We have, this is something new. We should have wooden tokens. We have plastic tokens instead. Not sure why. We talked about Gameland about this. Kind of like them though. Okay. More large holders, and then we have the doors. We only have the what they call the red wax sample here, so they haven't made the molds to mass produce these yet. But the detailing is extremely crisp. This is awesome. This is really great. So the closed version, open version. And here we have the points bag, and this is the one that I'm having redone already because I don't like this, the color of it, the way it looks. And inside we have coins, a huge amount of coins. Let's get some of them out. We have ones, 10, 100, 500, and we should have fivers here somewhere as well. Yeah, these ones. So one of these sets should be enough for a party of 4 to handle most of your income and expenses. We have the handy little dice tray. And then let's go deeper into this. Then we have the large tiles. These are the quest rooms, and some of them are also standard rooms, but mainly quest rooms. This one is new since the last prototype. This one too. This one too. Yeah, these are looking really good. And then comes the books. The bestiary. Seems to be slightly damaged here. Something from the printer, I think. Nice and thick paper, much better than the first prototype. This is awesome. So this is the one you use when you encounter enemies. You roll on the tables in this one, and you find the stats for the monsters as well here. Then we have a sheet or a pad of sheets for scenario sheets. You use these when you track everything that's happening in the scenario, basically. You have the character sheets, and these are 4 different versions depending on the kind of profession you've chosen, and they are double-sided as well, and they are slightly different depending on what kind of needs you have. So the wizards have a field for spells, etc., and the alchemists have a field for recipes and so on. And these will also be available as PDF for printing yourself as well. Then we have a small compendium for the Dark Pyramid. This is the Ancient Lands expansion. This one's got slightly different paper, but I do like the feel of it and I like the look of it. And then we have quest book number 2. So this one contains lots of quests, several campaigns, and it also contains the backer quests. Those of you who opted to write quests for the game, your quests will be found in this compendium. So this will keep you busy for many hours. This one is ring bound as well, because during the quest it might be good to have this one open. Next up, quick reference compendium. This one has really sturdy paper because you will be flipping through this quite a lot. So this one contains settlement interactions, randomization charts for placing enemies if you don't want to do it by yourself. It contains equipments, treasures, spells, magic items, legendary items, dungeon events, livers, and the most important maybe the treasure table. And some nice flowcharts when you're learning the game. So they look a bit worn. I need to discuss this with them. Then we have the companions compendium, and these companions are the ones that you can replace your standard characters. Instead of using a full sheet like this, you can hire companions. Some that have a background story, a name, and some that are generic. And this also contains some mercenaries or companions made by some of the backers. And last but not least, we have the main rulebook. And this is completely wrong. So this is maybe the reason why I shouldn't do this on camera, but this is not the right book. This is the old book, so they have messed up this one. So I'll have him send the new one. That was a bit anticlimactic, I have to say. Well, let's carry on. We've got a bunch of sleeves, which might come in handy for those who like to sleeve their cards. We have the small deck of cards. This one is used for various randomization things, like levers, or in certain quests you use these cards to see what happens in specific rooms, or random rooms maybe. Then we have the weapon cards and the armor cards, and these are for the enemies. So you combine these together with the monster cards to create your specific enemy. So you have, for instance, the battle axe, and then you have all the stats you need for the battle axe. You place this next to the monster, so you don't have to reference the rules. And you have shields, lots of shields. More than that, we have armor values that you place next to the monster. You also have spell cards for the monsters. The enemy spellcasters, they have their own spell cards. So these are used both to randomize what kind of spells they have, but also to reference during gameplay. Let me just clean this up. Next, mercenary cards. So these cards are, let me get them out of here if I can. How did they get them in? These cards are same as the companions, but you have all the stats you need on one card. So instead of using these large character sheets, you just use this card instead. Cards feels nice as well. We have the prayer cards and probably the spell cards as well in here. Yep, spell cards. So these are the player spells and the prayers if you have a warrior priest. This one looks slightly different. These are the treasure cards. Find treasure, wonderful treasures. So lots of treasures. I won't spoil anything by showing the other side of these. Monsters. And I don't think I'll open all these. More monsters. We have mundane treasures. Quite a bit of those. We have travel events. There are 3 kinds of travel events. There are deserts, off-road and on-road events. And then this one will open. We have the exploration cards, and these are the cards that basically randomize your dungeon. So you flip the card and you get to see what kind of room you are to place in the dungeon. And that was the last thing. Here we have the dice that comes with the game. Looking really nice, it's one of each, and you have 3 d6s as well. To summarize this, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. Things are looking really good. These, of course, we need to look into. The book. This was probably the most anticlimactic thing. I was hoping to see the new book. And I'm also missing the Ziploc bags for these. Because once you have popped all these, you will have a marked Ziploc bag for each faction. So you'll place all the undead in one, you'll place all the orcs and goblins in one, etc. So once you start the quest, you know, okay, in this quest I'll encounter orcs, then you just take that bag. So it's easy to locate the ones you need. But those are minor things, I'd say, and things that we can sort out pretty quickly, and this one was a bit of a surprise as well. I'm not sure what the plan was behind these. I'll need to talk to Eagleson about this on Game Labs. But I think that will wrap it up. I'm pretty happy, it looks really good. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I will be making a series of short videos after this where I go through the basics of the rules. So stay tuned to the channel and I'll help you through the rules. So once you get your game, it will be easy peasy to start gaming. So, thank you for watching. Bye bye.